looking at the principles of expert entrepreneurs, they do affordable loss. Are we together? They give money to search for the model. That's why they did stakeholder co-creation. Because you realize if you're building a serious enterprise, don't do it alone. You cannot have all the capability required. It's very difficult. You might go and discover somewhere that you need a lawyer. And if you're going to outsource that lawyer, it's so expensive, you'd rather bring that lawyer as a partner in your business. However, agreement you get into that depends on how the model will look like. You might go and discover there is a technology that you cannot have it. And if you're going to have it, it's going to be very costly for you. Then you learn to partner with someone who has the technology so that they help you to reduce the cost and you give the customer a better product. And then all of you earn. Because we say startup is not about making money on your own, it's about creating together, and all of us will move on together. Otherwise, that's the biggest problem with African. We believe in making money single-handedly. It's very difficult to be rich when you're just alone. But it's very easy to go to the market when you're as a team. And that's why we normally have the statement, if you want to go fast, then just go alone, is it? Yeah. But if you want to go far, bring guys, you work together. Because de-risking the business, this is very important for us. So, principle number 2 now is to de-risk the business. So the 9 blocks which we had discussed earlier, we said all these 9 blocks, they do not carry equal risk, is it not? They do not carry equal risk. So we want to identify the blocks that carry the greatest risk. And we said conventionally, the greatest risk is carried by who? Who carry the greatest risk? Which block? Customer, isn't it? Yeah, so let's just call it customer for the purpose of the discussion before you segment them. So the greatest risk is actually carried by the market here, or the customers. Because if the customer, you don't get the problem the customer is having and the pain point that they experience today by the solution they are consuming, because every day we dislodge another solution for us to be acquired. So this becomes one of the greatest risks, but there is a but, depending on the nature of a business. Because if you are dealing with life-threatening type of a business, customer is not the risk. Are we together? If today, if you look at the corona thing, the risk is not the customer, isn't it? Where is the risk? Where is the risk now if you're developing a model for solving the solution of corona? Problem of corona. Huh? 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 Any research? Huh? What is the key now? That is, if the one who will get it right, then the guy is right. Huh?
The risk is in management. How do we manage it?
No, we are looking for the solution. That's a stop-gap measure. We are looking for, in fact, we are looking for cure. So, in this 9 block, where is the cure?
Number 2.
Huh?
The product.
Exactly. Value proposition, is it not? So you see now is a life-threatening case. The issue is not customer, is it? Is the one who will get the product or the value proposition. If someone gets the value proposition today, the market is actually ripe and waiting for it. You see now we do not have the value proposition. That's why some of the companies are working overnight, high drive. They try to compete who will get the solution first, because the one who will get the solution first, then they're in business. Why? Because the market is already ready for them. But you see, that's not life-threatening case. Many times when you're dealing with business, it's not about life-threatening cases, is it? Because many times customers are already having a solution. It's only that they're having pain as they consume that solution. The pain can be the product is very expensive, or as they use it, there is a certain area they're not happy, they're dissatisfied. But you see now, for the case of corona and cancers and those kind of things, the issue is not, if they get a solution, they're happy and they will pay for it in the end. So, Your business, when you deconstruct your idea, look at where the biggest risk resides, and you start testing that block. Okay? So it doesn't mean it's the customer always, it's depends with the nature of the business. But for now, for the purpose of the discussion, and for the purpose of the knowledge we are sharing, this is the most risky, followed by this. We look into two. The customer is the greatest risk here because they are the one who have the pain. For us, we are the pain killer. We are designing or developing the pain killer. So we need this customer who have the pain so that we get to know the type of pain they're having to prescribe a good solution. So we start with these two blocks to test. That's what we call product market fit. You don't go testing the 9 blocks. It will take you ages. You test the two, they call it 80% of the list. When you get it right, you launch your business. Then you start fixing others as you progress. But many people, once they get these 2 blocks right, and the business starts happening, customers are buying the product, they get so excited and they start now increasing the momentum of selling. And they do not go fixing all these other blocks. And sometimes you find a block that was not really risky, when you start scaling, can cause a lot of risk. That's why once you get the product market fit, the product is selling in the market, the customer is unhappy, don't forget that other blocks need to be fixed. It's very important. It's very important. And we discussed one KRI, don't joke with that key partner. Now they are more senior than they have ever been in the past. Also, focus on them once the business. Remember, before these 2 were working, they were nowhere, is it? Before, when you are searching for this and this, they were not anywhere. But when you got it right and you started scaling now, then they start coming now. So you find, when you're dealing with these 2 blocks, they were not a risk to you. They had no issue with you. But when these 2 start working now, you're transacting, then the lead shifts somewhere else. It can shift in any one of the blocks. So once you have these 2 working, the next thing is to start looking at which is the most risky block that you need to fix. If you find the risk now is residing at the key partner here, then you go and first fix this. If you fix this, then it's no longer a risk. Then it shifts somewhere else. So every other day, we are trying to remove this small risk that will keep on coming every other day, because the business model does not operate in a vacuum. There is environmental forces, industry forces are hitting it. There are marketing forces which are hitting it. There are technological forces which are hitting it here, and there are also other pestle forces. So every day they are hitting it. So you have to keep on monitoring your business model. But remember, many times people do not keep on monitoring the trends, the environmental trends. As the model is working, people are excited, but they do not monitor the trends, how the trends are unfolding. And sometimes the trend can unfold, then your model was left behind. And people have moved on, because people will never wait for us in business. If a better solution comes, they just move to the next solution. So the question was, what is beyond? What is beyond the canvas? So beyond the canvas now is to look at the most risky block. We start working on it. So we pick the most risky block out of the 9. That's why you find now, searching for the business model, you find 2 to 3 years, this company, nobody was hearing about them. Then you start hearing about them in the 3rd or the 4th year, when they start now scaling. But when they were searching for the business model, they are very quiet here, because they were fixing all these blocks. And if you're competing with a high growth, and your lifestyle type, you started the business to make money, then they are not in a hurry to make money. They are not in a hurry to make money, they are in a hurry to fix their business model. Because if you start working, money will come. If you're in a hurry to make money, then you're not likely to fix this thing. And it doesn't matter how far we go, we can build a castle and it come crumbling down if we did not fix there. And that's what expert entrepreneur, they do. In the one of the principles we said, affordable loss and burning habit. They search the model with what they have, but when they start scaling, they look for resources. So out of the 9 blocks now, we pick the most risky. We can pick any one of them, depending on which is the most risky. But for the purpose of the class, this is the most risky. This customer segment is the most risky. Customer segment is the most risky. Job is the most risky. Why do you think it's the most risky? Say I've missed you because you have missed so many of my classes. Why do you think it's the most risky? Or who can build job out?
I think it's because it's hard sometimes to define what the customer wants. And of course also customer needs changes with time. From time to time there are new phenomena that define what they need.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are volatile, they can change mind.
Someone else? Yes.
Because the entire business model hinges on the customer, their pain, and the company's ability to grow.
Good, good. Good. Everything revolves around them fastest. Someone else? Why do you think they're the most risky? And why do we study it?
Because, for example, if you go to the product to them and they accept, probably later by the time you develop the product and you take it back to them and somebody else has come with an alternative, they might be able to change their mind and they have already invested in your time and resources.
Good, good.
Yeah, because you could come up with the best business idea, but if it doesn't satisfy the customer's pain, then you'll have done zero work.
Good. Good.
Just to add on it, you need to get it right the first time so that your customer segment is successful.
Good. Now you're getting it there? Who is this? Brenda?
Yes. I still think that the customer is keen, and whatever businesses we start, we aim at solving their pain points, like getting into their pain killers. If we don't get it right the first time, we won't proceed anywhere.
Okay, good.
Because ultimately, the business exists because of the revenue, and only the customer can do the revenue.
Yes, sir.
I think they're the most volatile and uncertain when it comes to business.
Okay.
Yes. So we need to handle that uncertainty.
Okay. You see, business is a marriage, is it? Between the entrepreneur and the customer. Everybody else is a flower girl or something like that. It's the marriage of two people. You, the entrepreneur, and the customer. Because the customer is the one who has the pain. But you are the designer of the painkiller. So if these two people are not together, then there is no way you can have the business. You must know who have the pain and the type of pain they have. And then you must be a very good designer of the painkiller so that the pain and the painkiller, they can fit together for you to transact the business with the customer. That's why the customer are very important to us. And that's why now principle number 2 comes, discovery. That's why we do discovery. We need to discover that customer. Why? Because if you go to do the normal market research, that you go to the library there and you start reading about the customer, or you start even reading the business daily or journals, I tell you, chances are you never get the pain the customer is having, because there is the pain documented. The customer is the one who feels the pain, but they have not documented anywhere. So they have the pain themselves. So how do you get to know the pain they have? And that's why in the startup, the marketing research, in the library, desktop, it doesn't work. Yeah, because the pain the customer is having, most of the time is a latent kind of a pain. They are having it, and they are not saying they have it. You can only get to know they have it when you go to interview them. And that's why we use the methodology to discover the customer. And that's why the principle number 2 is go out of the building. You're going out of the building to go first discover. So it's a discovery. you must discover the customer, so that once you discover this customer, you get the one who has the pain and the one who has the wicked faith. And these are the ones that you need, the one who have the wicked pain. Because if you get the one who have the wicked pain, then it's easy to go and design a product if you have known the pain. So if you know that they're having a headache, then you go to design a head. They have a pain of the head, you go and design a headache because it's kill the head. You don't design a Buscopan for the stomach. That's why we go to do discovery. Now that's where now I want us to get. I want us now to enter the first block we open if we go in, what we call now the micro level of analysis. The micro level of analysis. And rarely do people go to the micro level. Because if you don't go to the micro level, you don't understand the customer. So we want to open up that block. And now we are saying this is the technical part of the business, because you need to know how to do customer discovery. So now, this 9 block here, so we want to pick this block. This block we are calling it the customer segment. So we want to deal with this block now. So we want to open up this block. And once we open it up, you find there are a couple of things. Number one, we must get the customer himself. Who has the pain? You must discover that customer, because you got to know the pain through interview. You got to know the pain through talking to them. So you have to discover them first. Otherwise, you can waste a lot of resources if you do not discover. Trial and error, chancing. You know. So the first thing is discovering that customer. You discover that customer. Who is that? Number two, that's number one. Number two, we want to know the job to be done. Job to be done. What does that mean? Every time you are consuming a product, there is this underlying reason why we bought it. When you are consuming the Sunny, because there is a job to be done, is it? You are picking this product as a means to do something. So you need to ask yourself, what is the means? I mean, what do I want to achieve? And the Sunny was the means to achieve that. Are we getting it? That every product you sell to the customer, you need to ask yourself, what is the underlying need the customer was having, that this product is the means to solve that need. See, anytime you go to buy a product, you go to buy it because there is something that you want solved. Exactly, to solve with that solution. So a product then becomes a means to solve something. What is that you want to solve that made you buy the product? For example, the Sunny now, why did they bring the Sun, by the way, here? Huh? Quench your. They assumed we will be thirsty, isn't it? And probably if they asked that, we could not have asked for this thing. Is it? The job to be done, some of us is not fast. But they brought, because there are some was. Some of us here, we need coffee, is it? To keep you alert for 3 hours. If they interacted with us, we could have told them, no, this thing we don't need. After 8 hours of hard work in the office, we need something to keep you alert, is it? And you see now, you will consider this program with more value, because now there is a pride with hot coffee. I will be talking about it. There you take hot coffee. You remain vibrant for 3 hours. But see, they did not take that responsibility to find out. They assumed all of us, once we come here, we need what? This engineer is struggling to take what? So if there was a cup of coffee, probably would have taken the second or the third, is it? Yeah. Or even tea, cup of tea or something else, you know. So that's what you're saying. Oh, we might actually discover this was not so much necessary. They could have probably brought that tea and they put it as early as we came. And so that you can take 2, 3, or 4 cups. And you consider the program. When you start now looking at the value proposition, you rate it higher than when they have given you the sun. And probably even you don't like the sun. Probably you work there, they fired you, you still have bitterness, isn't it? There are so many things that can make you rate the product. No? So number one, we are saying, anytime you find a customer taking a product, you need to go beneath the solution. I can tell you, if they interacted with us here, they would have given other solution here. Probably there are some people who would want to be taking college, is it? Yeah, there. And they have no problem. They will even better add their school fees, isn't it? But a cup of college, particularly the young ones. So they will have a college there for young mothers, coffee for the young men, then water for our age, and something else. Yeah. No, whiskey, no. Even whiskey, they wanted to have a proper value. So that's what we call job to be done. Now, job to be done since the world was created always remains stable. Always. Is what keep on changing in the solution. And that's why for us as entrepreneurs, we need to know the job, not the solution first. Because you need to know the job you are solving. The job of education has been there since the world was created. People have been educated, is it? It's only that the solution has been changing over time. Kitambo people used to sit under their grandfather, is it? And that was the university. That's how the teaching was happening. Because the job was to be taught. The job here is you came for the knowledge, is it not? So you see now the product keep on evolving. Now from next week you will not come here. So the solution has moved, but the job have remained the same, is it? It's still to get the knowledge. The job did not change. We still want to be educated, but now the solution has changed. And every day is the solution that keep on changing. The job remained the same. Just the other day, we wanted to communicate, the solution was post office, is it? But you see, the job of communication still remains stable. But now, no longer post office. In fact, if you find someone going to the post office, you get worried. Although there's still having post offices, and people asking for what is your post office? So the product has shifted now. We are in social media era, and things are still shifting, but the job has remained stable. Now, this is where businessmen and women, they get out of business. When you define your business based on the product that you do, then when the customer moves from that product, you are left with your business and you have moved. But when you define the business based on the job, you keep on shifting the job as the customer keep on moving on. For example, if you look at I like this company called what do you call them? This guys who deliver parcel. Huh? DHL. There's another one, but it's FedEx. Thank you, FedEx. You know, look at the even mantra for FedEx. Moving parcel from point A to B faster. That's their business. Moving parcel from point A to B faster. That's their job. Now, when you got to them, all of us, we got there because we want to move a parcel from point A to B, isn't it? Now they prescribe the solution depending on how fast you want it to be done, and you pay for it. If you say for me, I want to move from point A to B, and then it's not in a hurry, then they will put it in the shipment. And then that's just one of the solutions they will give. You want to move from point A to B, the job is moving from A to B, but you have no concern for speed. Then they will give you the solution for that. If you tell them I want to move it from point A to B within 24 hours, then they will put it in their airplane. And 24 hours you have it, then you pay that much. So another solution. So you find, for them, They will always be in a business because their business is based on the job. Moving past from A to B, then different solutions depend on the different customer segment. If you come and you say, no, even if it will go next year, no problem, they will just put it in the slow EMS. Then when you go to them now, you find they have streams of solutions because they are in the business of moving point A to B. Now, when technology changes, the job of moving from A to B will never change. It will always remain there. So they will keep on evolving their solution depending on the technological changes and the need of the customer. But now if you define your business, you are in the business of transport. And this transport is based on locomotive. Now, when a better solution than locomotive comes, you close the business and you go home. Because you define your business as transport under locomotive. Then you go home. Because the product is no longer. So you defined your product from a myopic perspective. If you look at education sector, for example, university, we are in the business of education delivery, isn't it? If you realize that we are in the business of education delivery, then what will you be doing now? Once you look at where we are headed. It is saying this solution of brick and mortar is coming to an end, is it? Because it's about delivery of education. So if things shift and it's no longer brick and mortar classes, then you shift your classes to fit the job, education delivery. But now you see, for us, we hang on. Particularly the old professor, they will tell you, it must be a contact hours. Me and you sitting down. And I say, as you listen. Now you know where they have been left now. First they are struggling, is it? Because they define themselves as, we are in the university education. Brick and mortar. But you see, the dissemination of knowledge has shifted now. We can use the same, different technology to do the same job. So, job definition is very important. So, getting to know the job to be done, very important. That's why we are doing customer discovery. Because once you realize the customer wanted to achieve something, and when they achieve that thing, they are no longer in need of that product. For example, today, all of us, we came here, the job was the same from 5 to come to class, is it? All of us. To come to class was the job. But you see, we used different solutions. There are those who walked, that's one solution. And it was still the same job, coming to USIU class. There are those who took Uber. So that was the second solution. There are those who drove themselves here. That's another customer segment. There are those who are driven here, is it? That's another segment. Now, when you look at the job, then you actually start to see different solutions that you can use. So, all of us here, if we put you in the same basket, then we miss it. Because here we have 4 different types of customers when we come to the job of coming to the university. Those who walk, we need to identify them. Those who like walking. So that's a customer segment on its own. So once we get to know that, we prescribe a solution that is better for them, is it? There are those who took Uber, another customer segment. And those who are driven, so if they are driven, it means we're driven, isn't it? Even in class, they need to be given to come and relax as we're driven. So these are different customer segments, but the need was the same. Coming to USIU to get knowledge. But he used 4 different solutions. So we cannot put all of you in the one basket if you want to do customer discovery. No, we need to know the one who was walking. Why did you walk? Why? I might tell you, if I consider the traffic jam, the biggest pain is driving. I will rather walk. We appreciate that. But you see, all of you, those who were driven, those who drove, and those who took Uber, when you get to the USIU, then the product has no value to you. So you don't need it. So now our cars have been a waste of resource since we came. Because it solved the problem, is it? The need we had was to drive to school. Once you get here, it's no longer useful. It will be useful again now after 9, when we'll be going back home. So what does that tell us as when you're designing business? You might actually discover that customer will have different pain points. There are those who are feeling so painful that they drove here and the car has been parked for 3 hours. It's a serious pain. The car is parked for 3 hours. There are those who consider parking the car for 3 hours. It is not necessary. I would rather come with an Uber. So we are saying when the customer job is done, the solution is no longer useful to the customer until when that need comes again. That need comes again. Now, this theory of job to be done, people in the Juakali, they understand this very well. Very well. That's why you find a husband and wife in Juakali sector at 7 or 6 at Imala Daima, that's cheap there. You find them selling tea and you know KDF, those small mandas. Had one? I don't know you may not. David, you know KDF? You have not heard about it. KDF are those small type of mandas. You find at 6:30 they are there selling tea and those mandas. Because most of the occupants of Imala Daima are young professionals who are not married. They cannot make tea in the morning. So they will pass by there, taking tea and mandas as they go to the stage. So you find them there 6:30 up to 7:30. Job to be done is done. They close that business. After that, you find them now with motorbike. The women who went to buy bananas and other things from Little Market, now they are coming back. So the need has shifted now. The need is moving them from the stage to the place they do the business. So they are in a motorbike now. In the evening at 6 that you find them back there. Now it's not tea and madas, now chapati and meats. So you find the guy who was selling tea in the morning. During the day he had a motorbike. At 6 he dropped the motorbike business. Now it's chapati and then on Saturday the wife is back there to wash the clothes for that guy. Can you see how many solution means revenue stream they have gotten from one customer? Do you see the understanding of the job, how more important it is? That in the morning the job is taking breakfast. So we are there with tea and mandas. After 7, that job is done. The job now is moving people from point A to B. They get into motorbike business. In the evening, motorbike business is not lucrative. Then they are back in the food now. These guys they have to take chapati home. They're back there. Saturday they can not wash the clothes. The wife is there to wash their clothes. You find that guy I have understand to the job of this customer and they provide solution based on the job. In 2006, 2007, I was consulting for UNDP. For the micro enterprises. That's when I was shocked the kind of money those boys and girls they make. Because you find in the morning at 7, probably he made 1,000 by 7:30 by selling tea and mandas. Then from 8 to 6, he had a motorbike, he made another 1,000. Then in the evening from 6 to 8, they have made another 1,000 selling mandas, chapati and these other things. Then on Saturday, they have come to wash the clothes, another 1,000. So you find in a day, this guy, they have made 3, 4, 5,000. And KRI has nothing to do with them. But the guy they made 3,000 net per day. If you multiply that per month, this guy can comfortably put 100,000 in the Equity Bank. Is it not? And that's when I discovered where the money is. That's when I discovered, this is informal thing, is where the money really revolve around. That's why you see the likes of Equity, they managed to go very fast. So I did one profiling of one customer, and I was shocked in Donholm. So I went and I got this guy who was doing bananas, not banana, he was doing beans and chapati, with outside there. So I profiled the person. Then I asked him now, I want to know, how many shops do you have like this? This is the 6th one. I have 2 in Umoja, the one in Karibagi South, and this is the new one, the 6th one. Okay. And how much money do you make? of course, you know I have taken a number of chapati so that they can open up. So, because it's research that you're doing, you've got to be a friend to them. And then he starts telling me the story. No, I mean, basically we do say 800 per day to 1,000. And this is new, I'm doing 600. Then I asked him, now is it your business? No, I'm employed. I've been opening, this is the 6th I have opened for the owner. So every day I take to him 800 to 1,000 after I have bought stock for tomorrow and have paid myself. Okay. And who is the owner? Ah, that guy, you see that shop there? Then I go to the owner. The owner is repairing iron box and radios just next there in one of the shop there. So now I take a few weeks, then I go and interview that guy, find out how much he make by repairing radio and then he tells me business is not good, but 1,000, 1,500 per day. And we thank God. But he's not telling me he owns other 6 businesses now. Then I follow them up to where they stay. Follow all the way to Dandora. Find that's where they're staying. Then I find out where the kids go to school. Then you find they go to municipal school. And then I follow to find the school fees for the kids per term. Then I go to where they stay, I find the rent they pay. You know, I was shocked. This gentleman was making about 6,000 per day, but the cost per day was not more than 1,000. Because the house was 1,800. The school fees for the kid in Ile 50 bob. You know, that's doing me a billing, watchman. You know. Then I followed, then I was shocked because it was a pattern you find. A number of them, they make 3 to around 5,000 per day. But you see, you cannot realize that, isn't it? Look at the capital invested in that kind of a business. For you to make 6,000 by, you know, the capital invested is very small money, is it? Very small money. So, when we profiled that, and then we went and analyzed, we were shocked that the money are no longer on where people think the money is. In fact, we discovered the surplus cash is more residing with the people on the bottom of the pyramid than the people in the premium market. Because when we profile the people now who are employed professional, we discovered it's very difficult for them to save 30,000 per month because of the attachment of their pay, you know, mortgage, the school where the kids are going, car, among others. But this guy, they can afford to take to bank 50,000 per month flat. So when we followed, we got shocked. This building that you see in Kayole, if you go and find the owners, will be shocked. Those to the building. These are the guys that you find walking with shoe which are having edge. Ametembea mpaka kiatu inainama, but akikupeleka kuonyesha nyumba vile simesimama, you know, then you get shocked. So, job to be done, understanding the job to be done. That they have mastered the different job and the solution when it's required. They keep on shifting the business, depending on the nature of the business. And that's why you find, if you go to town when the hawkers are there, when you start drizzling, you do not actually realize where they get the umbrella from, is it? It starts raining like this, all the electronic they were selling are no longer there. Then, umbrella. And they will never bother a man. But you always see when they see a lady coming, they shout. And they know the type of a lady they are selling to. They have mastered the art of the type of the hair they will buy an umbrella. Kiona na wigi ya China, hata ikinyeshewa haina maneno mingi, hawataongea. You know, that's what you're calling job to be done. Job to be done. It's very important to know the job to be done. You shift the product depending on the job. Very important. Now, the next thing that you must know about the customer is the pain. The pain they're having. And the last thing that you need to know about the customer is the gain or the desired outcome. And the last but not the least is the size of that type of a market. I hope these 5 things you get them. Number 1 is the discovering the customer himself. So you need to have the persona of that customer. That customer needs to be known. Who is that? Number 2, we need to know the job to be done. Because customer pick a solution for a certain job. You need to go beyond the solution. Number 3, we need to know the pain or the pain they are experiencing by consuming the current solution. And number 4, we need to know the gain or what they are looking for, the outcome. And last but not the least, number 5, we also need to know the market size of these people who have this kind of thing. That's what we call customer discovery. That's loaded. That's loaded. And this is the best skill if you can master. You realize starting the business is very easy, or developing a better product in the market is very easy. Now, this job to be done, the reason we are saying it's very important is because this is what will define the solution we'll give to the customer. I'll give an example of, all of us probably have come across the case of Prado. When they wanted to dislodge, Mercedes from the market, they manufactured the Prado and they threw it to the customer segment that were consuming Mercedes. But you see, they were shocked. Nobody even got bothered about Prado. Because the people who consume Toyota are not the same with the people who consume Mercedes-Benz. You know that, is it? So Toyota, guys, is the most reliable and mantra of Toyota. Most reliable and economical. Element of economy is there. Apart from the big one, it has just come the other day. So you find many times the people who drive economy, Toyota, economy is an issue. For Mercedes, it's not about economy, is it? It's about driving a machine. That's what I hear them say. And it's also shocking if you find a Mercedes-Benz, it has stalled on the road because of fuel, you will also get shocked. That's not acceptable, is it not? The society does not accept that. I mean, that's not a car for someone who economy is an issue, is it? No. But if you find a Toyota guy stuck, you will hoot. Saidiana, you know? Yeah? And you find, when you're driving Toyota, particularly, you see some of us, we go checking the price of the petrol. 109.8. Then you move on until you see 109.5. Then you go in. Then you put 1,000. But you see now, Mercedes guys, they don't go reading those things, isn't it? Just drive in, fill the tank. So Toyota, you don't do that. You don't do that. Now, this guy, I want us to get the purpose of the job, because it's important to get job as you design the solution. Now, when Toyota they made Prado, they wanted to dislodge Mercedes-Benz. They had not done their part of understanding the job to be done. The people who drive Mercedes, their issue is not about economy. It's about the comfort and the luxury of the car. So when they took it to the market, they did not move. They went to a consultant, the consultant told them, look, don't change anything in that car. Pick it the way it is, just go remove the name and the logo. Remove. Now call it Lexus. Call it Lexus. The most perfect machine, and return it to them. When they return the same car to them, but it's no longer Toyota, it's Lexus, then the sales spiked. Because the job to be done for a guy who is driving Mercedes and the job to be done for the guy who is driving Toyota is different. The job is the same, moving from point A to B, is it? But if you're moving from point A to B, you can move with a Pro box, is it? It's a solution from A to B. Pro box guys, you know how they behave. Even if they cut you like this, you can look at these Pro box guys, and you're not worried. It's expected. It's expected. The society expects that, and we're going to see that in the job. You know, we expect that job to be done, is it? But if you see a Mercedes guy come and do that, what will you say? You must be a driver. Because we do not expect that. So that means these two customers cannot be put in the same basket. Toyota, if you have Pro box, you go for Pro box. And those guys, they will be happy as you sell them A to B. That's why you find Pro box, there is nothing much because it's a gadget for moving A to B. If you own the manual, but kabisa pole pole. Taa ikigongwa, wewe kipitia pale Kirinyaga Road, unaipata unafix ukienda. Rangi karibu zote ni za white, ikigongwa unapaka na brush. But you see now, this is a different customer segment. So if you want to do business of the car, and then you start putting people in the same basket because you do not understand the job. The job is moving from A to B. But solution A, robots. These guys, they have no complication. Give them a simple car without features which are complicated and give it at the price they can afford. We'll be shocked how many of them they will buy. If you complicate products, they will not buy. Is it not? Because it's for moving from point A to B, as long as it's moved. So job to be done. Job to be done come in 3 levels: functional job, emotional job, and social job. When you're giving a solution to a customer, you got to know this type of a customer, whether they are concerned with functional job, move just functional, A to B, period. Or they want to move from A to B with emotions. Emotions. What it means by feeling good as they do it, feeling good. Or they want to move from A to B, which is the functional job, with social job. Perception about others. Social perception. So we are saying job to be done is in the level for functional job, emotional, and social. So all of us, when we came here, the functional job was one, coming to USIU, period, all of us. But you see now, the emotional will determine the product you give to them and the feature of your product. That's why we say understanding the customer is key before you design the solution. All of us, we are coming here, functional, A to B. There are those who wanted to come here, A to B, but also they want to come here and the emotions is also attached to what they're doing. So you find they want to come to class, but the product they need is not only moving them from A to B, but they want to go with the feelings emotionally in it. You find then the car becomes more sophisticated because it's not only from moving from A to B, but they also want to move from A to B feeling good. The AC is working, so you add the AC there. So the features start becoming complicated, is it? They want good system, music system, you add there. The product features start going up. The cost starts going up, you know. What if now they want to come and they have emotions and perception? I mean social. They want to come here feeling good and also add the society to feel, to see them they are also doing good. So if you look into that, then you can have a number of products here. You can have solution A for functional moving A to B. So that car has no complication. So that's a customer segment on their own. Those who want to move from A to B, they don't care about anything else. About the feelings about them, all social element. And you know Probox guys are like that, isn't it? They don't care. As long as it's moved from point A to B, you don't want to get for it. Kuna phobia, hawezi fuga kio. Na kaa nje akikunywa hewa mzuri na anaendelea, you know. So the car is so basic. It's so basic because it's a functional type of a car. You know? So if you decide to go to this type of car customer, then you must know them. What is the personality of those guys? What the personality of those guys? So that you go take the Probox there. I was told you don't see many Probox in Western, particularly in Kisumu, is it? Brother, is it true? I heard they are not there. They are not there, is it? They are not there. You have to confirm this. But in Kisii, I hear they are many. And in Mount Kenya. And you know these guys are, as long as you move from point A to B, they don't care. But job has to move from point A to B in style. You know? So you cannot go and start now having motor show, a pro box, that side job, they will never buy, is it? Because it's not their thing. So don't go and put your shoe there. So if you look at now, this one who is moving with emotion, then the car become a little bit more complicated, is it? Because they want to feel good. What about if someone wants to move from point A to B with emotion job and social job? Then you give them Mercedes. Feeling good, they go to the gate, even the soldiers. You see how they treat them. David, you drive in with the Mercedes, even the soldiers, they will, mkubwa umekuja. Majina inakuwaga mingi sana wale watu mpewa pale. Probox, niaje leo, unaona hata language. So you find now, because of emotion and social element, the products become complicated. Now, this is the point. If you never understood this customer and the job they want to realize, and the pain they are having today, and the outcome they are looking for, then the size of the market, then it's very difficult to design a solution. That's why customer discovery becomes very key, because you'll only design a solution if you have discovered the persona, the characteristics of this customer. And you know the characteristics of this customer when you have known the job, that this type of customer, they are looking for a solution for moving from point A to B. Please give them product with only those features. Don't complicate it, because if you complicate it, they are no longer your customer. So you give them the solution that fits this job. Then, I don't want us to go here. I want us first to get this too. Now, I want to ask one question. If you never discovered the job the customer wanted to realize, then how do you design a solution? How will you design a solution if you didn't discover the job? That's why we have so many solutions in the market, but focusing to the wrong people. Because the job to be done helps us to focus our customer properly there. If you don't do that, you put everybody in the same basket and you can waste a lot of resources. 9 out of 10 of the product they fail in the market because they were done on assumption. We assumed that people will buy this product, but you never went to know the type of a job they want to realize, because the type of a job will be very, very important. I want us to go and take tea, then we come. And as we go, I'll also mention the same. You know, there are so many beautiful ladies, and you have seen them. There was a prophet who came from Nigeria 2 years ago, KICC. He had the prophecy for people who were not married. And he was in KICC. I remember watching Citizen. You know, he said to me, I have a prophecy for young men and women. And they went there. And I looked at them when they were queuing in. When you look at the configuration, beautiful ladies and handsome men. And they have the same need. I don't know which prophecy he gave to them. But you see now, they had the same need. And when you look at them, these are beautiful ladies. But you see again, the solution can overshoot the need of the customer based on the features. That's why we have said, understanding the customer is very important. There are many who have missed it. Not because they could not have gotten, but the product became more complicated than the customer on the other side who needed it. So they feared the value of the product. And you see, that's a very serious business for consultants. It's a very serious business. First, to make them understand and to tell the young one how you can miss a lifetime partner. If the features are beyond what the customer can afford, and then they consider the product beyond their scope of. You get the analogy here, argument here? So beautiful it is, but the features were beyond what the normal customer could afford. And you know, men, majority of you, thank God because of the lady you have, and you accept the way you are, isn't it? Then you are more, you know. So you find there are those, I feel for them, you know. Beautiful ladies, features were beyond what the customer could afford, so they missed it.
So who was the customer? Who was the person I meet?
That's why I take three. I used to do that business of bringing them together, trying to help in the society. Anyway, the point is that there are so many good products in the market, but they are beyond what the customer can afford, is it? Why? Because the designer of the product, they did not know the job to be done in the customer segment they needed to focus on. A mistake corporate do every day when they're designing their product. Let's conclude this part. We are opening up the customer segment block, is it?
Yeah.
We are opening it up, and then you see the technical part of it now. And why the job theory, the article I had said once upon a time you read is so important. Because this defines serious companies or products, they really develop serious products. Because when you master the theory, job to be done theory, then you change the way you configure our product. So we are saying here, this is the block, this is the first block you have seen, is it? It was the block we had here. So this one here is the one that we are dissecting to go in, so that we don't just look at a customer segment and we do not get into detail. And we are saying, once you want to pick the segment, assuming you had customer segment 1 here, customer segment 2, customer segment 3, then you're going to discover this is a very simplified way of segmenting the customer, because you are basing them on what? Probably you decided people who are 25 to 30, and they are married with 1 child, and they are graduate. Does that qualify them to be customer? Based on the traditional way we do it, then we qualify them like that, isn't it? But when you go to the job to be done, you realize you could have done better, because someone can be 60 to 70, but the job is the same. So then job to be done help us to stop using the wrong or the traditional way of defining a customer. We zero into the real things of defining the customer. Because when you go by demographics, we go by psychographics, what we covered in strategic marketing, that you segment according to the culture, subculture, religion. I mean, you find really that's a macro level. When you go to micro, you realize there is a better way of defining customer segment. So we are saying the first thing is to find the job to be done of the customer. And this job to be done, we have said, is called JTBD. Job to be done. We have said we have 3 levels: functional, so emotional, and social. And as we go down, the product becomes premium. But you realize the job was the same. And you realize how sometimes we miss the market because we define the product based on assumption or characteristic of the customer. We did not get into details because you're saying once you first understand the job first, all of us, the job will always be the same. Even if it's the bottom of the pyramid, the job is the same. If you look at the banks, when they are saying these are unbankable, you know that's very unfair, is it? These are unbankable. Based on what? Because they define based on the characteristics that themselves they put here. But when you go to the job itself, you realize whether someone is a poor man or a rich man, the job is the same. Is it not? The job is the same. Either to keep your money safe or to save. The job is the same. But now when you go to the emotions and the social, everything changes. But the job was the same. If the banks will not accept them, then they will still have their own solution here for saving. And the solution will be what? Home bank. You remember home bank? Mm-hmm. You find they will have a solution for their own. If not home bank, merry-go-round. If not merry-go-round, they will be putting it under the mattress. And still that's a solution. And many have done that. Because job is the same. If you take your money to equity, there's someone else who will not manage to go to equity, but the job was the same, to save their money or to keep their money safe. So once you look at the job, then you can see a very big market opening before us when you look at it from the job perspective. Because you realize Everybody need this job, or they need a solution to that particular job, all of us. If you look at the simplified definition, the way we say of education in Kenya, the way university, almost all of them, they are struggling because they define student based on a C+. Is it not? But if you look at the job to be done, everybody after Form 4, they want to get education, is it not? Yes? So, is it possible you can have university with a solution for those who had C+, another solution for those who had C, another solution for the D+ guys? Is it possible? It is, because the job is the same. But when we do not look from the job perspective, then we put so many customers outside there and we call them non-consumers, non-customers. That's number one. So if you use the job, you see the market from a broader perspective and you see a huge market. But when you do not zero in properly, then you can miss the whole big picture. So every one of us, they require a solution for a job, and the job is stable. Everybody requires a job is the same. Those who are in real estate, the job is the same. People want shelter. Shelter, basically shelter. The issue is to think about now how the future will look like. So the next thing we have seen is the emotions. If they want to feel good, then add features to make them feel good. So the features become more sophisticated, the product become more expensive. And if they want to feel good and also to have a better perception in the market, perception from others, then the product become more expensive. So if you look into that, you can see we can have different segments of the same product, a different segment, and so many customers were defined based on the job. That's why job to be done is so important. And it's very difficult for people to go beneath the segmentation to go to the job level. That's why we go below the job level to understand why did the people buy this product, because there was a need or a job to be done and they bought that product to solve that particular job. And when that job is solved, then it's no longer useful to them. Now, when you go to the market or when you're doing the business, you have said, there is already a solution in the market. There is always a solution for the job. Always, solutions are always. The customer always have a solution to the job. They're always having a solution to that job. But those solutions that they have, they are the one that creates the pain. So this pain is a byproduct of the solution they are consuming today. That's why we go to interview them. We go to interview based on the job and the current solution that they are using today. Because we want to find the solution they are using today, whether it's creating a pain to the customer. And the pain can be cost. Okay? There is a feature that is not there. It can be issues of learning that is required for them to use that particular product. It can be an issue. So many things that they make the customer pain appear. Now, so I hope you get this argument that innovation is a byproduct of the current solution that they're using. That's how innovation becomes simple. Because first, you got to get to know the customer. As they try to do this job, which solution do they use? So you've got to interview them to find the pain the current solution creates. Because we build a better product to remove this solution that they have been consuming by removing the pain. And that's why customer discovery becomes very important, because we first define the job and then we ask, this job, what type of a solution are they using today? Does that solution that they are consuming today creating pain to them? So once you get to know the type of pain the current solution it creates, then you go to develop a better solution that is going to remove this pain. And if you do that, customer shift, they come to where you are because they were having a great pain when they are consuming the current solution. So there is no new innovation. Every innovation comes to replace another product that they were consuming. Always. Always. That's why innovation becomes very simplified. Once you realize that I only need to know this customer, and I go to find the product they have been consuming, and I know the pain they have been experiencing. Let me expound on that. We have said, if we want to do research today, here, and we want to come up with a better solution for the customer who are here, and the job was to come to the university. Probably, there are those who, the greatest pain they're having if they drove here, the greatest pain they're having is driving here. The biggest pain is the traffic. Once you think about the traffic from GSU to here, you feel like you can drop the course, is it? You feel like you can drop the course. What does that tell us? It tells us the problem is not what you're giving. But if you do not go and try to track the whole solution, as the customer drive to USIU, and we want them to be in class at 6, could they be experiencing pain at the gate? If you don't solve that pain, you can actually lose the customer without realizing. Not that your product is bad, but the pain that you're creating at the gate can make them get dissatisfied. And when you get dissatisfied, then you don't refer the next customer. Neither do you come for the next solution. So what it's telling us is that once you're looking at the whole job, you look at the job to be done with the current solution, and you look, where is the pain point? Because we develop a better product by understanding the pain that is a byproduct of the current solution. That's number one. Number two, every customer, they know the outcome, but they never say it. It is implicit. That's why you find a customer saying, I'm very dissatisfied with what. How do they decide that they are dissatisfied? Because they had a line they had drawn of measuring the metric of satisfaction. If you don't meet it, then customers are dissatisfied. If you surpass it, then they get excited. How will you know unless you interact with this customer? So that they tell you the pain they go through and what they have been looking for in that product. That's why it has not satisfied them. You're getting it? That customer is like when you buy for instance, you buy a dress. When you're buying it, there is already a definition, is it? If I buy it, you have a metric. When you put it now, you decide whether it was satisfying or it was. So every customer, when they are consuming a product, they have already have a metric for measuring the performance of that solution. But you see that you cannot document through market research in the document. No, they have it, but they decide with it. And that's why we go to interview them. And we go to interview so that we find out the solution that they are consuming today for this job, whether it is creating anything. If it's not creating any pain, don't start that business. The customer, shifting the customer from that solution is very difficult because there is no pain. They are happy with the solution. Then the next thing that you go to audit or to get from the customer is the gain, the outcome they are looking for. Because everybody, when they are consuming a solution, there is something they are looking for, and they know. That's why they will tell you, I'm dissatisfied, or I'm satisfied, I'm excited. Because you went below a latent need or a certain metric they knew, but they did not say about it. And this job and the current solution they're using, if you get to know the pain, then what you do, the solution that they have been consuming here is the one that you come to replace. Because this product, the feature it had was creating a pain. So now we go to this block because I want to get these two blocks. Why we say they are most listed? We say this is the customer and this is the value proposition. If you open up the value proposition again, you also find it's quite loaded because value proposition means the composition of the product and the services the customer take to do that job. To do that job. Yes, please.
What if the customer doesn't, they know the pain, but they don't know what outcome they want?
Everybody know outcome. In the sense,
Consciously, they
Yes.
can't really describe exactly what they want.
No, everybody knows what they want. When you're buying something, even when you came for this course, there is something that you came looking for, which will judge us based on that. Whether we met or we surpassed.
It's just sometimes you know about it later, not before.
Then you did not need to go for the product. How did you get the product that you're looking for? Do you have an example? For example, if you're taking water, Dasani, this, we must be having expectation of what this water will do, isn't it? Including the taste. So if I take and I find it's bitter, I will say what? Is this genuine? That was based on what? Huh? Expectation that already you had is drawing the line. So every time someone is consuming a solution, they have the that expectation. Always, customers have expectation. Even those who are married here, they had expectation of the solution. So if I many disappoint sana, kwa sababu hakufit the expectation. Huyu mzee amekuwa mzuri sana, ali-expect, ali-exceed. But you see, they came with expectation. That's why I invite the young generation nowadays. They are saying, I'm very disappointed. Because the expectation was not well laid down. Is it not? No, let's talk. Yes, sir.
So then what's the difference for the famous statement from Steve Jobs that the customer does not really know what he or she wants?
You see, customer does not know the solution. It's the solution he doesn't know. But they know the thing they have and the expectation. That's why in the name, Ford said, if you ask the customer, they could have said what? Faster horse. Because the current solution that they were using was a horse. So the pain was it was very slow. So they needed something that is faster. That's where now we come and ask ourselves, because customer will always give reference to what they have today. But you see, that's not their work. Their work is for you to know the pain. You go and decide a better solution and you give to them. That's why customers, they do not know what they want, but they know the pain they have and the expectation that they have.
So then let's talk about coder capacity Instagram. The rest of the world is the customer, right? We didn't even know that. We look at photos and like them or share them, right? How do we fit that into this?
Okay, good. Let's first leave the Kodak, because that was a new market that was created, is it? Which for them, they always thought everybody will want to film a picture, because that was and then it's going to be processed, and probably you needed that photo instantly. So the thing was, if you needed that photo instantly, and someone else will keep it for a whole day as they process. So you find the customer, they had a pain. Because first let's go to the job. What was the job the customer was looking for when they were taking product from Kodak? What was the job? Huh? Store memories. Store memories, that's the thing, that's the job. And then the current solution was what? Huh? It was the print, is it? That means the job was to store memories. But the solution that was available is printing. But was it possible for innovator to think something better than printing? Is it not? So someone else thought about something better than printing. But you see now, the one who discovered the digital camera, do you think he just discovered that, or he went through a number of discoveries so that he discovered, instead of printing, I will come up with a digital? Because they did not just think about digital. They must have looked at other things when they were coming up with a better solution. Because we say, it will never just happen. You got to understand the job to be done. If it was creating memory, you look at the current solution and you ask yourself, what is the biggest pain with the current solution? All of us, we took a product from Kodak, is it? Remember, we used to take photo. How many days will we wait? 3 weeks? Actually 3 weeks. You know, what was the pain point when you're waiting? And particularly it's a young, it's a girlfriend that you have just gotten, you know, and you want to make them happy, is it? Then you're waiting for 3 weeks. Then after 3 weeks, then they bring the way it is looking like.
It's done.
How are we feeling? You know? And remember when you're taking it, first you actually went and put on the best dresses, isn't it? And those days will borrow from friends. Isn't it? Then you stand against a flower. So you already have expectation. By the time it will come, you know, the dress and the flower. Then you find now. So now once you probably you do not get these things. When you do, these are digital guys. You know, how many of us used to be disappointed? It's really disappointing, is it? You waited for 3 days, 3 weeks. Then once it comes, you are actually black. And the color was green, but now it is different. Then, remember the job was to share memory, is it? Then, if another technology comes and someone discovered this is a new technology, job is to create memories. So, for you to create memory, you needed to know what do people require when they were buying Kodak. They were buying Kodak because they needed to create memories. Then, the biggest pain is that it can come when it's burned, or many other things. And then there is another better solution that can do better than that. You see now, once you know what they needed, the job was to create memory. And the disappointment that we used to get, then the solution that you start configuring yourself here must come and do better job, and you remove the pain that was existing. Now, when we go to other blocks, remember, to configure the best solution, you know, you can now decide to get key partners who have a better technology. Is it not? So the point is, before we go there, we must actually get to know people who are taking Kodak to share memories. That's the first thing. That's the job. But you see, this current solution was creating a lot of pain to most of us. It was very expensive, is it not? That's a serious pain, because you said cost, pain can be the cost. It was very expensive. Number two, it may take 3 days. It's a girlfriend you have gotten in a neighboring high school. You want to share memory very fast before another boyfriend comes on board, is it? Very disappointing. Then, you had expectation when you're doing all this. Is it not? It's only that it was implicit. So when we go to, that's why I say this is the most technical part. This is the most technical part. And if you don't get it, you cannot do the methodology properly. Because you're saying there is no solution that is in the market that is new. Every solution comes to dislodge another product that was existing. But now for us as the innovators and entrepreneur, we do not have to go and give them a similar product like the one that we're having. You can design a better one, but the job remains the same. And now that's what he's asking. You know, if Steve Jobs said customers do not know what they want, but they know the job, and they know the pain they are having with the current solution, and their expectation obviously. They always know. They always know. And you see, we can judge that by yourself when you're consuming a product. You go looking for a product because there is a job to be done, is it not? When you go to look for that product, why are you looking for it? You have another solution that you're consuming today, is it? So when you're looking for the next one, the pain is based on the one that you have. So the one that you have, there must be some areas that is dissatisfying, you are not happy about. So you're looking for another one that will remove the pain that this one is creating. And as you go to buy the other one, you have a certain expectation it will give to you. So those are the metrics. When you buy it, you'll judge whether it was a successful product based on how it did the job, how it removed the pain that you had, and whether it met your expectation. Yes, please.
Is it possible that you can be having a pain without a current solution?
You can, but you see now, first go back to the job. Because the pain is a byproduct of the current solution you are doing for this job. Because you buy a product for a certain job. I know you are getting lost, but you've got to get it here. You're saying we buy a product for a certain job, is it not? There must be a job. When you're buying a solution, it's for a certain job. So the question is, the current solution you're using, because any other product that comes, it comes to dislodge another solution, always. 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 So it means that first, and probably this is the point of departure you get first, that first go back to the job. Why are you looking for the next solution? Why did you come to do global MBA? Before you came, there is a job that this course is intended to go and do. It's a job to be done. Very complicated a bit, is it? Because now, we say it is a macro level. Where we live now, macro, we go to where the little things happen, where the labor meets the load. That's why if you're going to be a serious innovator who will drive a high growth type of an enterprise, this is where everything else begins. Because if you don't get this one right, you can never design a product that can move the market. If you do, it's trial and error. It's very difficult. And you can waste a lot of resources. Because you're saying first, job to be done. We buy a product because there is a job that's required to be done always. Now, for this solution to come, you will remove another one that you have been consuming. You will need a new one because the one that you have is not really satisfying what you needed. That's why you go looking for another one. So that means the solution that you will consume, you as the customer, you know the one that you're consuming today where it is dissatisfying you and the challenges that you get when you're using it. So when you're looking for another solution, you're looking at another solution that's going to be better than this in this area. So now, that's where now our work as innovators come. Because we want to design a product, and this product that we want to design, it must come and do this better than the current product. And it's going to do that work better by developing pain relief is the features of your product. Let me just do that here. So we are opening up this box. Let's open this box. When you open this box, you're saying, this box, first and foremost, is about the products that you give to the customer and the service that you provide. So number two is the features of that product. The features of your product are what we can call the pain reliever. You're going to relieve the pain from the customer by creating another solution with a certain feature that was lacking in the other product. Then, the feature that you create must have certain benefits. This benefit is what we call the lead creator. So what it means here is that if you have a customer here who is disappointed, this customer has a certain job to be done. And he has a pain because of the solution that he's consuming today, and he has a benefit that he's looking for, but the current product is not doing. So you want to come and displace this product here by designing a better one. The better one that you design must do this job. Must do the job first. A product must do the job. Number two, the pain you discovered that was being created by the old product, you have to come up with a feature here of your product that will act as a pain reliever. It will relieve that pain. The feature of the product that you create. The benefit this product will give to the customer must be a benefit that will create gain to the customer. Then, if you do this, that's what we call product market fit. That your product is fitting the market because the job the customer wanted to do, you give them a solution for that job. The current product they were consuming, you want to remove it. What does this tell us? It is telling us that when you are designing your value proposition, you cannot design unless first you have done this customer discovery. Otherwise, you're likely to miss the whole big picture. I don't want to go beyond here. I want you to go think about this now. That these two blocks here, when you open up, there must be a fit between your solution and the customer. If there is no fit, then you have not removed the risk of your business first. And you make it a fit where you make sure the product that you are giving to the customer, if you follow this like this, you find the product you're giving to the customer must addressing the job. Must address the job. You're giving a solution to a job. Then the product that you have and the service, it has features. Those features must be based on the other feature that the other product was having, but it was missing something. That's why the customer was not happy with it. So you add features that will act as a pain reliever. They will relieve the pain the other solution was creating. Then the benefit of your product, because every feature carries benefit, that benefit must be exciting the customer. Otherwise, how will the feature be developed? And once you do that, then you find this is what we call the, I don't know whether I have it here. This is what we call the product market fit, that your product is fitting the customer. Now, I want you to go thinking about this. I will explain it better next time. When you go to pitch to people to give you facts, they do not want to listen to anything else. This is what they ask. You tell them the customer that you have, the job that your solution is solving, the feature that your product is having that is going to be better than the current solution, and the benefit your customer is giving, product is giving to the customer, and whether you can do that in an economic sense. That's why when you go to pitch, you only given 3 at most 5 minutes. And when you start to speak, everybody who is from the other side, they understand what you need to talk about. Remember, if you have not done this, even if you try to pitch, you'll be giving stories. If you have a great solution, they will tell you, no problem, this solution is doing which job? Which customer is this that will buy your product? I have to explain. Then they ask them, which job, which need is there the customer is having, that when you bring the solution, they will say, thank you for bringing your solution. Which one? So what is the need the customer had? And because you are not the first one who is giving the product in the market, so customer has been consuming another product. Which product are you dislodging from the customer? And what was the problem with that product? So that yours is better. Then if yours is better, which feature have you incorporated that it will remove this pain? And what will make the customer excited about your product? So what is the benefit of your features? That's what we call product market fit. And that's why the 2 blocks are 80% of the risk. If you don't get this right in your business, chances are it's very difficult for you to move on. Because business exists because there is a customer and there is the solution provider. You must know who is that customer. And you must know the need the customer is having. You must know the current solution because you will dislodge another solution. Or they had another solution they could have taken. Why will they take yours? You had a job to get better education. And for you to come for your global MBA, you must have been having another education you had that you felt is not meeting the need that you have. That's why you came. And before you came, you had a number of samples in the market product. You could have gone to Strathmore, you could have gone to University of Nairobi. What made you choose this product, our global MBA? There must be certain feature you had that made you feel it's a better than the education that you have today. There must be some benefits that are attached to the feature of this product that you had and you're enjoyable to come and consume. And when the product that we are giving to you, you felt it will meet the need, and it's going to make you better than you have been, and it's having some benefit that is exciting you than going to the University of Nairobi, then you came for this product. And how do we do that? That's what we communicated to you. When we came to you, we came with a solution here, value proposition. We are calling Global MBA with some services here. You have a cup of tea, you have water, you have a better class, you have teachers who will. So then, good features that were explained by the people who referred you here. And of course, some benefits that you heard about it, so that when you had this, then you accepted our product. But you see now, I want you to imagine when we began this global MBA. Now you got a referral, is it? Someone else referred to you, they explained. If you go there, the class is well organized. And many other features that you had. That's why you accepted to pay dearly, is it? It's expensive, of course. But just go back to when we are starting global GMBA 1. Can you go back there? You see how complicated it was to decide which feature will we give. How will we make them come here and not Strathmore? How will we make them come here and not University of Nairobi and they are graduate of University of Nairobi? Just imagine that designing the solution those days, not now. Then agility, agile development, we have been changing the product as we have continued to converse with you to know the pain point. Once you get to know the pain point, then we adjust before you come for the next course. Let me stop there. I want you to go and think. Then you know where the rubber meets the road now. This is where the rubber meets the road. So when you see this high-growth type of an enterprise, now we respect the founders, is it? And now you understand the searching for a business model, why it is important. Because I always get this question from the student, do you have to do this? Then I ask them, when you design a product and you want to take it to the market, when you design it and it's done, you have to sit down and extract the features of your product and the benefit so that you go and detail it to the customer. You know, it will be very difficult to do that because you did not know who is the customer in the first place. You did not know the product that you're consuming today. You did not know the pain and the gain. So that means you actually assumed that you know the customer, you know the feature they need, and you know the benefit they require. So when you go to look for them now, you go to explain that to them. But you see, if you didn't get from them, then you have developed assumptions. So many products are great products in the market are based on assumptions. That's why you find if you're a marketer or marketing director, you push the salesman to push the product. But they're pushing the product, they are detailing the wrong features because they never understood the customer in the first place. They are pushing the wrong people because they never understood the customer and the features that they needed. So you find 9 out of 10 of the product they fail because of going through this route, what we call the traditional way of doing business, where we start by this. You design the product, when it's ready, you go looking for the customer. So you sit down, you design the product, you come up with a feature, benefit of the feature of your product, then you go to look for the customer with your product. That is a very difficult work to do. Because first, you still do the same. You have to go get the customer first. You go to get the product they have been consuming so that you go and detail yours versus that one. And it's tough. Because now you're going when you're carrying a burden. Yes, please.
Is it possible
Yes.
that I might put together a slide where we offer? Is it possible that I might go interview the customer and see his pain. So by the time I'm developing this model, because of the agility aspect, the customer has also shifted as well. The pain has also shifted. Is that possible?
You see first, remember, job will not shift. Just remember that job will not shift, isn't it? Because it's the same. What will shift, if the pain have shifted, then it's another product they have got that is better than yours. Are we together? Because we say job is stable. Job doesn't shift. What shift are the solutions we give to them? So you might stay longer developing yours. She developed her better faster and it solved the pain. Then she got there. You lose the job. Yes, please.
Not looking at the customer specific.
Yes.
We need to go to market surveillance. So I'd like to just know,
Yeah, good. First, that's what I say. Market survey we don't do in the startup stage. Right together? We are going to see that is in progress. It's a good tool for a market that is existing, not for customer discovery stage. You don't do survey. No? You don't do survey. Because you're doing survey of what? So number two, what she is saying, at what point do you pump money? We are saying, don't pump money before you have discovered the job that you want to start a business to be solving, that the customer has a pain. Because we develop a solution to solve a pain. It's until you have gotten the pain, then you start now to put money to develop the solution. Otherwise, you can lose a lot of money by coming up with a great product, but you see the great product that is based on what? So market survey we don't do now.
How do you know the job to be done?
Yeah? That's what I've told. We are going, you remember principle number 2 was customer what? Discovery. Even if you have to do survey, you know, where would you have started? Where would you have started? You know, we have said, when you start a business to solve a job. You start a business to solve what? A job.
then how do you know the job?
Job to be done.
The customer job, if you don't know the survey, because I'm assuming the survey helps you in trying to figure out what the customer really needs. You might be in that
You
field.
see, you have said, what the customer needs. How did you first get to know that customer? You know, let me conclude because the time is far much gone. When now this look complicated because we start a business to sell a solution. That's where it may complicate. But we don't start a business to go and address a job. You start a business for a certain job. And then we will see next week, or next meeting, job now is subdivided. You know? So you go fitting somewhere. But when you go to start a business to sell a solution to a customer, then you find it's very difficult. We start a business for job. If, for example, Jabi is in the housing sector, the job is to what? Provide shelter. That's the business she is in. So providing shelter. So now, if she decides to provide shelter for the premium, and me I decide to provide shelter for the poor, all of us, we are solving the problem of what? Job to be done. But now, the solution that you want to develop is going to be based on when you go to interview the customer that you want to do, you see, why have they not been having a solution now? So we start, and look at all the type of a job. You can only be in a job when you understand. Remember we said, if you define the job based on the solution, you miss it. You define the job based on the job. You're in the business of providing shelter. You're in the business of providing transport. You're in the business of education. But now different solution will come as you try to solve that job to be done. Then the job remains stable, product will keep on changing. Very technical, is it? You stop there. You stop there. And I think by the time I hope this one it will sink, because this is where we say they define the moment. Corporate are struggling. Business managers are struggling because they have not managed to understand the job to be done. I hope you read that article again. Job to be done theory. I gave you an article. You go and read it, then you start understanding this concept. And once you understand it, you realize that then designing the solution is very easy because the solution and product is define a solution that fit a customer. And corporate business development manager and product development manager they make a lot of mistake here because of not understanding the job to be done first. I think we stop there. Then we meet next time, God willing. I do not know when. I heard we are not meeting again in class. Feeling disappointed because this is a very technical theory, is it? Yeah, but now I don't know. We will see the way forward. All right, let's stop there.